Ooh.
It's Craig.
Ooh.
Craig.
Greg.
Greg.
Oh, I do agree, D&D Beyond, because I have to agree. All right, here we are, back again. Rules, Jewels, D&D Schools, and today we're doing a subclass rundown. What subclass rundown, guys?
Sorcerers.
Sorcerer.
The man, the myth, the legend,
The
legend.
magic guy.
the man who can do it all. Not
Well,
really, but a lot.
I'm glad we all made it. I'm glad I managed to make it. So
Glad you're here, Eric.
yeah, you know, it's been a long day today.
You need
Anyways,
challenging days. They're good for the soul.
I don't think they're good for the soul. They're definitely bad for the
Weird
other people.
character.
They're definitely bad for the people around me. That's for sure. Anyways, sorcerer rundown. Isaac, you gonna be the normal reader guy?
Let's jump in.
You gonna be the reader guy? You gonna read it
Sure.
for us? Read it.
So we'll start off with Aberrant Mind because it's in alphabetical order. First level,
Ooh.
you get some bonus spells, a lot of which are warlock spells. Arms of
Yep.
Hadar, 5th level you get Hunger
Hold
of
on.
Hadar, stuff like that. So
Yeah, all
that's
those Hadar spells.
great.
Yeah.
Also, first level, you can form a telepathic connection with your mind and the mind of another. As a bonus action, choose one creature you can see within 30 feet of you. You and the chosen creature can speak telepathically with each other while the two of you are within a number of miles of each other equal to your charisma modifier minimum of 1. To
That
understand
makes
each
you
other,
go,
you must
yeah.
each speak mentally in a language the other knows. So you
Okay,
can
that's the drawback.
you can see someone within 30 feet, go, okay, I got a link with you, and then you can book for several up to 5 miles, I guess, if you're max charisma.
Man, that's
and you
way
can
better than the Calistar.
So you can still talk to each other. It ends early if you are incapacitated or die, or if you use this ability to form a connection with a new creature.
That's not bad. That's pretty good.
I was trying to look and see. I don't see a. There's no a number of it lasts a number of minutes equal to your sorcerer level. So max level lasts 20 minutes. So yeah, not bad. Not bad. It's decent.
Not bad.
You can get level 1. That's pretty good for level 1.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I mean, it lasts for a minute, and probably. Most of the time it'll last 3 miles, right? Level 1, most of the time you're gonna have a 3 charisma modifier.
Yeah.
So yeah, not bad. It's not amazing, but it's great. It's
good. It's good
perfectly
RP.
okay.
It's perfectly okay.
At 6th level, you get when you cast any spell of 1st level or higher from your psionic spells feature, which is the extra spells that you get.
Yeah.
So when you cast any spell of 1st level or higher from those spells, you can cast it by expending a spell slot as normal or by spending a number of sorcery points equal to the spell's level. So that's
pretty
really
good.
cool.
That's pretty good because that's actually like a little bit better than using sorcery points raw to get back spell slots. So
the downside is it's only those spells. So Arms of Hadar, Dissonant Whispers, Mind Sliver, Calm Emotions, Detect Thoughts, Hunger of Hadar, Sending, Everett's Black Tentacles, Summon Aberration, and Rari's Telepathic Bond and Telekinesis.
You would be.
Those are the spells.
I can't imagine you like. Well, dang! I'm gonna use 9 of my sorcery points to cast Telepathic Bond.
I think it would be 8. But
I need to send a couple of messages.
No, it's only 5th level. It's 5th level. You get it at 9th level, but
okay, it's a 5th level spell. Okay.
So 5. Yeah. Spending 3 sorcery points for sending. That might be okay.
That's It's not bad. It's not bad.
It's okay.
It's a perfectly average thing.
If you cast here's the a bit of a kicker though. If you cast a spell using sorcery points, it requires no verbal or somatic components, and it requires no material components unless they are consumed by the spell.
Oh, so you get subtle spell built in.
Yep.
Okay, then yeah, that's value. That's pretty good. I like that.
Particularly in those instances where you're like, for some reason, your DMs put you in a silence bubble and you can't cast anything. So you're like, you know what? Arms of Hadar over there.
Just the
Of
darn
course,
good one.
subtle spell doesn't use a lot of sorcery points, and you can use that on anything.
That's true. That's true. But wait,
There's more.
point of let me check real quick because I think subtle spell
You also had to have
is
chosen that. This works all the time. You have to choose
that's
your
true.
sorcery. Yeah. So if you
But what I
didn't
was going to
choose
say
subtle
is I
spell,
think subtle spell is only one of them. Oh, you can cast it without any. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, that's good.
yeah,
Yeah.
not bad.
Also, you could cast it without his focus though, so that's kind of nice.
Yeah,
If your
true.
focus got taken away, I guess.
If you're, yeah,
Um. Okay.
you
Also, at
also,
6th level, you
yeah.
get resistance to psychic damage, and you have
Ooh.
advantage on saving throws against being charmed or frightened.
Here's the thing.
Against the saving throws is not that big a deal. There's lots of species
Yeah,
that do
if you were
that.
an elf,
So
this is useless.
yeah,
Resistance to psychic damage, that's cool because not a lot of things are resistant to psychic damage, but at the same time, not a lot of things do psychic damage. So
depends on the campaign you're running. If you're going through the Underdark and you're fighting a lot of
yeah, if you're running
aberrations
Cthulhu,
and
yeah,
stuff,
if you're
yeah,
doing like a Cthulhu campaign,
then that could be very
cosmic
good.
horror, yeah, that could be very good.
But situational at best, I think. 14th level, you can unleash the aberrant truth hidden within yourself. As a
Ooh.
bonus action, you can spend one or more sorcery points to magically transform your body for 10 minutes. For each sorcery point you spend, you can gain one of the following benefits of your choice, the effects of which last until the transformation ends. So this lasts for 10 minutes, and you can 1 to 4 sorcery points you can burn.
Yeah.
One of the things is you can see any invisible creature within 60 feet of you, provided it isn't behind total cover. Your eyes also turn black or become writhing sensory tendrils. Gross.
That is nasty.
The second thing is you gain a flying speed equal to your walking speed, and you can hover. As you fly, your skin glistens with mucus or shines with an otherworldly light.
I'm gonna
That
go with
sounds
the
so gross.
otherworldly light. I don't
I'm
need the mucus.
Twilight.
That's a weird thing to add. I got tentacles for eyes and my skin's like mucus.
The third thing, you gain
Nobody
a
hide from
swimming
me.
speed. Swimming speed equal to twice your walking speed, and you can breathe underwater. Moreover, gills grow from your neck or fan out from behind your ears. Your fingers become webbed, or you grow writhing cilia that extend through your clothing.
Ooh.
All these are like you can be super gross, or you can just be kind of weird.
Super gross.
So double your walking speed as a swimming speed could be situationally incredible.
A lot of these feel like situations. Flying is great.
Flying works
But
almost
at
everywhere.
14th level, you could just cast fly.
It's true.
Yeah.
But this only costs 1 sorcery point.
True.
But it only lasts 10 minutes. How long does fly last? Is it also 10 minutes?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Fourth thing, your body, along with any equipment you are wearing or carrying, becomes slimy and pliable. You can move through any space as narrow as 1 inch without squeezing. And you can spend 5 feet of movement to escape from non-magical restraints or being grappled.
So there's not a limit to how many times you can do this other than your sorcery points, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Actually, okay. You know what? All these are totally fine. 14th level, but the rest of it, I mean, like, that could get you out of any traversal situation, right? Oh, we're trapped in a room, but there's a gap in the door. I can
Yep.
get that. Oh, there's a cliff over there. I can get that. Oh, I need to swim like a fish. Well, I can have tendrils come out of my body, and I can do that. So
our guy we're chasing went invisible. I can see.
I can see him.
Not today, sucker.
They're all very good, but also very situational. So it could be very cool. Also, you
Could
may never use it.
Yep, you may never ever use it. And if you get to 14th level, this might be like, I would say if you're starting at 14th level, this is kind of neat. But if you get to 14th level after forever of playing, you're going to be like, oh, I can get slimy and cruise through the air.
Especially if you get to 14th level after having needed all these things and then you no longer need them again.
Yeah,
The rest
that
of
would
the
be,
campaign.
yeah, that would be rough. All right, what's next?
All right, 18th level. You can unleash your aberrant power as a space warping anomaly. As an action, you can teleport to an unoccupied space you can see within 120 feet of you. Immediately after you disappear, each creature within 30 feet of the space you left must make a strength saving throw against your spelled save DC. On a failed save, a creature takes 3d10 force damage and is pulled straight towards the space you left. ending in an unoccupied space as close to your former space as possible. On a successful save, the creature takes half as much damage and isn't pulled. Once you use this feature, you cannot do so again until you finish a long rest, unless you spend 5 sorcery points to use it again. I feel like that's pretty weak for
That's
your
lame.
capper.
It only does 3d10. If it did like 8d10, I'd be like, okay.
Essentially, that is Thunderstep.
Eric, your mic's off.
Sorry. Sorcery points. I'm getting a theme here with this one. A lot of sorcery point usage. It's not like you have a ton of these things to be blasting through all the time. If you had 100 sorcery points, sure, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you don't. Five would be like a quarter of what you have at max level, right?
Let me look up Thunderstep real quick because I want to see how different it is.
Thunderstep doesn't pull them towards the middle.
It
It's
doesn't,
not like a relocation thing.
I feel like that's not. I mean, that's incredibly situational that you would need to move them.
Oh well, yeah.
And it does the exact same amount of damage. A 3rd level spell, 3d10, except for it's thunder damage instead of force.
Yeah.
So
this is
at
not
18th
so very good.
level, you get the equivalent of a 3rd level spell.
You know what? You know what? I was into this at first. I became out of it the more we got into it. So
yeah, it starts off strong and then is not quite as good. It becomes more and more situational, it feels like.
yes, it does. So here we go. Aberrant Mind. Where are we putting it on the tier list, boys?
D.
That's what I was thinking.
So I've been
Easy.
thinking about these tier lists, and I guess the way we're doing it is fine. But if you were to rate these based on like most campaigns don't get to level 15. If you rate them at getting to like level 13, this is actually pretty good, right?
If I was
Because
rating
the
it
first
for,
and 6th levels are decent. They're not amazing, but they're decent.
so yeah, if I was rating it up to level 10, I'd say it was B or C tier, somewhere in there. And then if you're gonna go any further than that, straight in the D bin.
I'll give it a C because I do like the level 14 thing, even though you may never use it. It is a very cool thing. Like, aha, if this thing comes up,
the 14th level thing isn't what's killing it for me. It's the 18th level.
The cappers are all almost always the cappers feel weak, and I don't know why. I don't know why they do that.
They were like, nah.
Congratulations on making it all the way to level 18. Here's a worthless feature for you.
Go fuck yourself.
All right, moving on. So we got 2 Ds and a C for Aberrant Mind.
I'm writing down D.
Okay, I should write these down. Maybe. Are you going to keep track of all of ours?
I wrote it down just for me. Write down yours. Next time I'll get it.
Okay, I gotta find a pencil. There's one.
D on it.
Clockwork Soul.
All right, Clockwork Soul.
Soul of the Clockwork.
This looks weird. I abbreviated it so it just says AB-C. Now it's going to be confusing later when I look at that. Clockwork magic.
Yes.
At first level, you learn additional spells, just like the previous one. You get
that's all of these.
Each of them. Well, not all of them. Not all sorcerers get additional spells, but a lot of them do. So at first level, you get Alarm and Protection from Good and Evil.
Yeah.
3rd, you get Aid, Lesser Restoration. 5th, you get Dispel Magic, Protection from Energy. 7th, you get Freedom of Movement, Summon Construct. And at 9th level, you get Greater Restoration and Wall of Force. Those are all pretty good spells that are not usually available to sorcerers. So
Restoration would be nice, especially if you didn't have a healer in your...
Yeah. So yes, very good. And I mean, yeah, I like those. I like that spell list. It's it's very support heavy though. So if that's not what you're looking for, this is not the subclass for you probably. But at first level, also your connection to the plane of absolute order allows you to equalize chaotic moments when a creature you can see within 60 feet of you is about to roll a d20 with advantage or disadvantage. You can use your reaction to prevent the roll from being affected by advantage or disadvantage. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. It's like it's comparable to Silvery Barbs, but not quite as strong.
Dude, you skipped something though.
Did I?
Yeah, manifestations of order.
the RP section. Yeah.
Yeah. You get spectral cogwheels hover behind you. The hands of a clock spin in your eyes. That's what. Why? Who would see that? Your skin glows with a brassy sheen of floating equations and geometric equations, like
Yeah, it's
that
the
big
meme.
brain,
Yeah.
like in the meme. That's fantastic. Okay. Your spellcasting focus temporarily takes the form of a tiny clockwork mechanism, and the ticking of gears or ringing of a clock can be heard by you and those affected by your magic.
Right, your magic.
I like the spectral cogwheels hover behind you. Sounds super weird. You're just walking up and like, what's going on back there, bud?
Oh, no, those
Oh,
clock
nothing.
wheels.
Those are just my spectral cogwheels.
I would definitely, if I was going to choose, it says roll, but if I was going to choose, I'd be choosing floating equations and geometric object overlay your body. I'd be going, I need to think about this, and then I'd turn it on. That's fantastic.
So yeah, there you go for the RP section that I skipped. But yeah, being able to take away advantage or disadvantage proficiency bonus number of
Pretty
times
good.
every long rest is pretty strong.
That's pretty
That's pretty strong.
Yeah,
Bastion of
especially for
Law.
like it seems really good for a caster because not only can you just like give your if you're about to get attacked and the whoever has advantage, you'd be like, nah, you don't, because I'm squishy. Please don't attack me with advantage. Or if you're about to cast something on someone and they have advantage against spells, you can be like, no advantage for you.
Yeah.
It's
It is
pretty good.
very
I
good.
like it.
It's
Or
very,
if you
very
have
good.
disadvantage on some kind of check and you don't want it,
Yeah.
it's pretty good, pretty strong. 6th level, Bastion of Law. You can tap into the grand equation of existence to imbue a creature with a shimmering shield of order. As an action, you can spend 1 to 5 sorcery points to create a magical ward around yourself or another creature you can see within 30 feet of you. The ward lasts until you finish a long rest or until you've used this feature again. The ward is represented by a number of d8s equal to the number of sorcery points you spend to create it. When the warded creature takes damage, it can expend a number of those dice, roll them, and reduce the damage taken by the number of the rolled on those dice. So you spend 5 sorcery points to create a ward on yourself.
5d8.
You then get 5d8 to set aside. And the next time you take damage, you can roll a d8 and be like, I rolled an 8 and your damage was a 7, so I take no damage.
That's good.
It's
pretty
good.
solid. Yep.
Solid.
That's a pretty solid use of sorcery points too.
Yeah. It's not, I feel like it's not, I feel like it's decently balanced because like
it's
a
not
D8
busted.
is not going to save you from
But multiple
5d8
D8 could, right? You can stack them, right?
Yeah, I mean you get up to 5.
Yeah, so if you're getting
5d8's still not necessarily going to save you from like dragon's breath if you're low already.
No, but if you got 5d8 and you're getting hit and you can half it with a save and then go, all right, well, 5d8 and you roll pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty
for
good.
Sure. Especially at the lower levels around 6 to 10, that's going to be very good for you.
Yep.
Yeah, it's good.
Very
14th good. Level, you get Trance of Order. You gain the ability to align your consciousness to the endless calculations of Mechanus. As a bonus action, you can enter the state for 1 minute. For the duration, attack rolls against you can't benefit from advantage, and whenever you make an attack roll or an ability check or a saving throw, you can treat a roll of 9 or lower on the d20 as a 10.
Ooh.
Once you use this as a bonus, once you use this bonus action, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest, unless you spend 5 sorcery points to use it again. That seems good. Very strong.
That's pretty good.
That is really, really good.
That's really solid. That's a really solid.
But you pop it up, and then for a minute, nothing can hit you with advantage. And anytime you roll a d20,
roll less than a 10.
You can't roll less than a 10. That's really strong.
That's really, really, really good. And by 14th level, you're
throwing spells.
Yeah. At 14th level, your plus to hit's going to be what, 7 or 8. So
that's your 14th level. Yeah, I think you'd have disintegrate or something by then.
Yeah, for sure.
Something along those terms where you're like, okay, I got to make sure I'm hitting.
That's pretty awesome. I like that. That's very good.
Yeah, that's very strong.
I'm ready to be disappointed though.
Yeah, here we go.
Level.
You ready? 18th level.
I'm ready.
Clockwork Cavalcade. You summon spirits of order to expunge disorder around you. As an action, you summon the spirits of a 30-foot cube originating from you. The spirits look like modrons or other constructs of your choice. The spirits are intangible and invulnerable, and they create the following effects within the cube before vanishing. 1. The spirits restore up to 100 hit points divided as you choose among any number of creatures of your choice in the cube.
Oh,
2.
damn.
Nice.
Any damaged objects entirely in the cube are repaired instantly. 3.
Okay.
Every spell of 6th level or lower that ends on creatures.
An object of your choice
Hold
in
on.
the cube.
I got to read this one again. Every
Oh,
spell
okay, I
6th
get it.
level
I
or
get it.
lower ends. Oh, I see. Ends on creatures
Yeah.
and objects. So if you're cursed or you have slow on you or something,
Yeah, you can
it
instantly
takes it
get
off
rid of
and
it.
dispels
Yeah.
it.
Dude.
Once you use this action, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest, unless you spend 7 sorcery points to use it again. That's a lot of
Okay.
sorcery points, but
That's very
You
good
get
though.
one
This
for free.
one's really good.
This
Yeah,
is your
this
this
is-
is your it's not just a support sorcerer though, because you could still pick up all the damaging spells and everything.
absolutely. This is
Yeah.
just a very strong sorcerer,
Yeah,
I feel like.
very strong.
I'm gonna, you know what? This one's exceptional. I reserve the right to rearrange after I hear the rest of them.
The coolness factor of like clockwork stuff.
I'm gonna put this at an S
Clockwork
right
stuff.
now.
I'm gonna get that as a double S.
Double S. Even higher.
I'll go. I'm gonna go S as well.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be an S, but I'm saving that S slot.
Listen, I can
For the
knock it down
end.
later if something is better. For
Yep,
now,
I'm just doing the same thing you're doing, but I'm starting low and going
You're doing
high.
it
And
in
you're starting
reverse,
high. Yeah.
yeah, gotcha. I don't remember
Uh,
any of these other ones being better than that. And the only ones that are left that I don't know are lunar sorcery, because that's a newer one.
we'll get there, but it seems weird to me. Okay. Next up is Divine Soul.
Divine Soul. Isn't this
This
what
is what Brian is half is.
Gotcha.
It mostly is, yes.
Yeah.
So you get one extra spell dependent on your. It's supposed to be dependent on your alignment. So if you're good, you can take Cure Wounds. If you're evil, you can take Inflict Wounds. If you're lawful, you can take Bless. If you're chaotic, you can take Bane. If you're neutral, you can take Protection from Good and Evil.
I already just don't like that because I don't
But
like
the way we did it with Brian, I was just like, pick one. It doesn't.
yeah.
Pick one of those 5, and then you can do what you
I don't like the alignment system anyways.
Mhm.
So that's already
I think it's due for an overhaul for sure.
yeah.
But aside from that, you get to you get an extra spell of those from those 5 spells. You get one of those to be an extra spell that doesn't count towards your known spell stuff.
Yeah, gotcha.
Also, later if you replace the spell, you can replace it with a spell from the cleric spell list. So you just get an extra spell from the cleric spell list.
That's not bad.
Okay, it's very good. Okay, starting at first level, also Divine Power guards your destiny. If you fail a saving throw or miss with an attack roll, you can roll 2d4 and add it to the total, possibly changing the outcome. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a short or long rest. So it's just an extra 2d, like a double bless, that if you miss on a saving throw or an attack roll, you can use.
And you can use it once.
You can use it once until you finish a short or long rest.
That's not terrible, but it's not great either.
Correct. That is the thing that Brian's character doesn't have. We switched the first level thing out with between this and Wild Magic, so we could keep
Gotcha.
the Wild Magic thing. So yeah, that's okay. It's not great. But
Very
it's
okay.
Starting at 6th level, Empowered Healing. The divine energy coursing through you can empower your healing spells whenever you or an ally within 5 feet of you rolls dice to determine the number of hit points a spell restores. You can spend 1 sorcery point to reroll any of number of those dice once, provided you aren't incapacitated. You can use this feature only once per turn, but you can use it every turn, I guess, if you wanted to. But you're capped by sorcery points, so
Yeah.
it's anyway. That's probably never going to get used.
Yep. This one's.
I mean, occasionally you might, like, if you see someone's low-ish and you roll a natural one on you roll all natural ones on your upcast Cure Wounds, then maybe
Yeah.
you'd be like, you know what?
Yeah.
I am going to use 1 sorcery point to just reroll all those.
Yeah,
Uh,
but it's not like amazing.
yeah, it's rarely, if ever, going to get used. So
Yeah.
yeah, not great. I feel like I should mention that uh, at level 1 also, which I kind of skipped over this. You basically have access to the cleric spell list, and they are sorcerer spells for you.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's the big thing at level 1 that you get.
But it doesn't seem as bad as clerics are. This doesn't seem better than a good cleric.
Well, I do want to talk about it, but I'm going to read all the stuff first.
Okay.
At 14th level, otherworldly wings. Starting at 14th level, you can use a bonus action to manifest a pair of spectral wings from your back. While the wings are present, you have a flying speed of 30 feet. The wings last until you're incapacitated, you die, or you dismiss them as a bonus action. The affinity you choose for your divine magic feature determines the appearance of the spectral wings. Eagle wings, it's
Yeah,
alignment
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Eagle wings,
RPG
bat
stuff.
wings, or dragonfly wings.
Gotcha.
Ooh, give me a
Um,
dragonfly wing.
So flying speed is always very strong. Uh, Especially when there's no time limit on it. You just pop this and it's up until you get rid of it or you die.
I suppose. Yeah. It's not bad. It's
Yeah,
again, but it's not incredible.
it's pretty good. It's permanent fly.
Yeah.
How often do you need to fly for more than 10 minutes?
I don't know. How often do
Anytime
you
you
need
want to
to
travel.
how often do you need to fly and don't want to spend the spell slot?
I suppose.
And
It's
then don't have to get rid of it, so you don't have to use another spell slot later when you come up to the next thing that you
This
have
is
to.
middling. This is middling.
I feel like it's a little stronger than middling because flying is very strong.
Flying is big time, dude. There's a whole race that people go, no, you can't play them. They can fly.
Listen, dude.
It's true.
Hey, you pick this, I'm going, all right, full dungeon campaign. That happened to me when I tried to do a bunch
Everything's
of
got
flying
a 5-foot roof over
it. Yeah.
There should have been like a, hey, dude, you're never gonna get to use that.
I know. I should have said that. Hey, by the way, 90% of this campaign's in a hole in the ground. Oh, okay. Well, I won't build this fly thing.
So that was at 14. At 18, you gain the ability to overcome grievous injuries as a bonus
Ooh.
action. When you have fewer than half of your hit points remaining, you can regain a number of hit points equal to half your hit point maximum. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
It's not as good as I feel like that's not as good as the one we just read
I think
before
it's
this.
better than the one you just read. Like if you're especially at 18th level, there's going to be some AoE that you're going to stand in at some point. It's going to knock you down to about half.
No, I'm
As
saying
a
that like
bonus action, you're back to full.
compared to the clockwork one,
Oh,
100 HP.
that's true. The clockwork one is amazing though. It's really
Yeah,
strong.
it's really amazing.
Even at level 18, 100 HP is probably more than half.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
and I can heal other people, not just me.
yeah.
Yeah, but it's
I,
divided, I guess. I think that the clockwork one is stronger, but I
yes.
also think that this is nothing to
No,
sneeze
it's
at.
not bad.
This
It's
is
not bad.
like if you are at half health and you're like, I don't if I die here, especially if you are the group's healer. Like if I die here, that's it. And I can't I don't want to spend a spell slot on myself. I can just use a bonus action and heal half my max HP.
Yeah,
That's
it's not
just
bad.
strong.
Too bad you can't
Now,
use sorcery points to do it again.
To do it again.
yeah.
Because you can do that with the clockwork one.
Yeah, you can do it with like a lot of the stuff.
I think it all depends on how old
That's probably true.
it is, and they'll probably update them.
So now the talking point is this stronger than a cleric? The bonus that this has over a cleric is meta magic.
Yeah, but say meta magic.
Yeah.
So if you
Easy.
want to twin spell like a healing word, that is very efficient healing. Or if they happen to be standing close enough to you, twin spell a cure wounds.
Yeah,
That's again very strong. And then
but you could take meta magic adept as a cleric.
you could, but then you only get two points, right? 2 sorcery points.
At all? Hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty weak. So yeah, like that, I feel like that makes it pretty strong.
Listen, this is
Plus
an
the
A
fact that
tier
you get
cleric.
to A tier cleric.
This is an A tier cleric
Yeah.
and like a C.
I'm gonna give it a B. I'm gonna give it a
tier
B.
sorcerer.
I think it's a solid B.
I think it'd be a C without the wings. The wings get you to a B.
I'll agree with you guys for now. B tier.
Yeah, I think that being able to take your spells from cleric or sorcerer, I think is stronger than what we are describing it as. And I would need to go through that entire spell list to be like, oh, right here is a good example. Oh, here's a good example. But I'm not.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head, I don't remember all.
Revivify.
Twin spell revivify.
Bam! My team's not dying today.
Yeah, you could twin spell. If you really wanted to, you could twin spell spare the dying. I guess.
Yeah.
Everybody, bring them over here. Bang, 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 bang.
I got them. I get them all. And not a lot of sorcery point usage in that whole thing. So,
let's see. Also can be good for quickening a spell, quickening a cure
quickening a
wounds if
spell,
you needed something quick.
Hey, it's in the name.
Extended spell. I'm trying to just go through the meta magic
All the meta magics
list
are pretty
here
good.
and see what's going to be especially good for using on cleric spells. Yeah, I think twin spell is going to be the strongest though.
Twin spell is the big one.
By a long shot.
Subtle spell is always good.
Yeah, subtle spell is always good. It's more situational.
I know it's more situational, but I had subtle spell when I played a sorcerer, and it came up a lot. Where it was like, I really need to cast a spell right now, but everyone in this room's looking at me, and I'm like, cast that spell.
Yeah, I think twinned and quickened spell are probably going to be the strongest for cleric spells. So yeah, I think that's a B.
That's a B.
Yeah,
B tier.
B. Nah,
A tier cleric.
I'm not gonna say solid B. It's flirting.
It's a low B.
B
for
minus.
Me. It's a B minus.
It's a B natural.
It's a C plus. It's a C plus or a B minus.
All right. Next up is Draconic Bloodline.
The most boring of all the sorts.
Man,
I
read through it and I was like,
wild magic is super lame.
At first level, you choose one type of dragon as your ancestor. The damage type associated with that is used by features you gain later. Great. You can also speak, read, and write Draconic. So if you didn't take it as your thing for some reason, you can now.
Yeah. If you were blessed by a dragon and you didn't think I should speak Draconic, here you go.
Additionally, whenever you make a charisma check when interacting with dragons, your proficiency is doubled if it applies to the check. So that's like
that's really good.
If it's a dragon heavy campaign.
Yep. If it's dragon heavy campaign, it's great.
Last night would have been fantastic.
Well, you weren't proficient, so it wouldn't have mattered.
You are correct, sir.
So let's see, Draconic Resilience. At first level, as the magic flows through your body, it causes physical traits of your dragon ancestors to emerge. Your hit point maximum increases by 1, and again 1 whenever you gain a level in this class. So that's
pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's at 20th level, it's 20 hit points. It's not great, but it's pretty good.
AC's pretty good too. 13 plus.
Additionally, wearing parts of your skin are covered in dragon-like scales. When you aren't wearing armor, your AC is 13 plus dex. So that is stronger, I think, than the extra hit point per level.
I think that I think that stuff like this, parts of your skin are covered by a thin sheet of dragon-like scales. When you aren't wearing armor, they need to take that part out. Where it's like if you are wearing light armor, you just get a plus to your armor, right? Because all the exposed parts of your body would now be shielded, right?
For reality's sake, sure, but I mean it's basically there to, I think, help sorcerers have some AC, and they don't want you to go nuts with it and be like, I'm wearing plate too.
I'm wearing plate and I've got my scales.
Yeah. I wanted to check something real quick. What was I looking at?
I don't know what you were looking at.
It was I wanted to check and see the wording on Mage armor. So yeah, that is a permanent mage armor.
Yeah.
That's pretty. That's very.
That's pretty
strong.
solid.
It's solid.
Yeah. Okay. At 6th level, when you cast a spell that deals damage of the type associated with your draconic ancestry, you can add your charisma modifier to 1 damage roll of that spell. At the same time, you can spend 1 sorcery point to gain resistance to that damage type for 1 hour.
Everybody's taking fire.
Fire.
We're not taking fire. What are you doing? Fireball? We all know what it does. It's fire. So you have one choice. Take fire.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. It's
That's why
1 damage roll of that
damage
spell.
type.
When you cast a spell that deals damage of the type associated. So if I cast a fireball, I can add my charisma. I can add 3 damage to it. Possibly 4, maybe 5.
You can have up to 5.
Yeah, but I'm like, for at 6th level, it's probably not going to be 5. It's probably 3 or 4. So I can add
unless
4
you roll
damage
really
to
good.
it. That's true. To 1 damage roll that spell. So I can add 4 damage to it. And then at the same time, I can spend a sorcery point to become resistant to fire for an hour.
I mean, it's not great. All right.
It's not great. It's not great.
It's just okay.
Trying to decide if you can do this over and over again, and I think you can. 1 damage roll of that spell. I don't know what it says. Why it says to 1 damage roll of that spell.
It has to be.
I think it means like it doesn't. If it's like Witch Bolt, because you can keep powering it on. It only does that first.
Oh, that's kind of lame then. I guess. Okay. Yeah, it's okay. It's not
amazing.
It's okay.
Moving on.
All right. The resistance thing is also a little clunky, it seems like to me.
Yeah.
Because almost every time you're going to want to use that as a reaction once you know the damage type that's hitting you. Anyway, 14th level, you gain the ability to sprout a pair of dragon wings from your back, gaining flying speed.
There's a theme in these sorcerer ones, and that's flying, dude.
You can create these wings as a bonus action on your turn. They last until you dismiss them as a bonus action on your turn.
Oh, wow. Okay. Here's the part that makes the draconic resilience make sense. You can't manifest your wings while wearing armor unless the armor is made to accommodate them.
But that would be easy enough to do if you could just find.
I suppose.
Either way,
can you cut holes in the back of this?
And clothing not made to accommodate your wings might be destroyed when you manifest them.
What's those things on your back of your shirt? That's my wing pockets.
So yeah, 14th level, you get free fly.
Cool. Yeah, that's the same thing the last couple got, right?
Yep. So that's disappointing that it's the same thing,
takes,
but it's still very good.
That seriously makes the last one drop down.
Oh, I can get flying at any of them? Okay.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. It doesn't make anything better.
Okay, at 18th level, you can channel the dread presence of your dragon ancestor, causing those around you to become awestruck or frightened. As an action, you can spend 5 sorcery points to draw on this power and exude an aura of awe or fear, your choice, to a distance of 60 feet for a minute or until you lose concentration. Each hostile creature that starts its turn in this aura must succeed on a wisdom save or be charmed or frightened, depending on what you chose, until the aura ends. A creature that succeeds on this saving throw is immune to your aura for 24 hours.
That's weak.
Super weak.
That's weak, dude. Weak sauce, level 18.
F.
I can't.
This one's an F.
I can't decide if. I can't decide if like I am just really undervaluing Charmed, or if it just really isn't good and people like they keep why would this be an 18 ability?
If you could, okay, here's the thing. You're fighting an army with 60 people in it, right?
Yeah.
You go, you charm, let's say, on average, 50% of them. You're level 18, you have a high spell save DC. Let's say you charm 65% of them, right? Okay. Suddenly, you have 65% less people to fight.
I guess, but
they're like still not great.
You're they can still attack all of your.
Oh, well, yeah, okay, yeah, you're right. You're right. Never mind. Ignore everything I just said. It's garbage. It's absolutely garbage. F tier.
Eric's like, fuck you guys. I'm going with him.
I feel like this is so bad mainly because it's how big of an area? 60 feet. Let's
Yeah.
say you're fighting enough things that would make this where you're like, wow, I could hit a lot of stuff with this aura. Or I could just fireball them all and
I
they would
could hit
all
him with a
die.
fireball. the old
'Cause I'm a
fireball equation.
sorcerer.
The old fireball equation.
It's
This
like
is
they can
the,
be charmed or frightened of me, or I can kill them all right now. And if they're high enough like threat level to where they're gonna succeed against a fireball and take half damage, then this would be a waste anyway because they're going to succeed against being charmed or frightened. Because level 18 is either going to be a whole lot of little stuff or a few really strong things. I feel like
Yeah, and the big strong things aren't going to be like,
they're
oh,
going to
well, I
save.
failed. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're going to save every time. And then you just wasted this feature.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay,
That
not
is
good.
that is by far the worst part about this. However,
Get out of here.
if this is judging this at level 10, I think this is A or S tier. Now, if you go all the way to 18, I do think it's like C at best, C minus.
this is the, I'm running a solo campaign. So whenever you get to 18th, it's like, it could actually work.
It could actually work. I could do this.
I'm giving
this one a C. I'm giving it a C minus because I do think that having constant mage armor on your sorcerer
I'm giving this
is
one
very
an F.
strong.
This is an F.
This
An
is an
F. I don't think you can give anything an F that has permanent mage armor.
F.
Yeah, the thing is, I play a sorcerer.
I can cast mage armor and I
Yeah,
get
exactly.
4 hours all day.
Yeah, but it costs spell slots at level 1. Those are a premium.
Yeah, level 1, but
But
like,
at level one, you just stay the hell away from everyone.
I mean, at level 1, it's when it's hardest to stay away from everyone.
No.
and at level 1, Firebolt's kicking some butt.
Yeah, Firebolt's doing damage, son. Hey, Joe, how long did we run that first campaign? No tanks, all casters. We were fine.
Yeah, we just ran away, just like
we were just kiting. Pew,
just shooting.
Yes,
dudes.
I suppose that no matter what we're talking about, if your DM is trying to let you do these things,
Thing is,
then none of it matters.
Thing is, add one tank and a support, and honestly, you're not
You
going to
won't
get
get
hit that
hit.
often.
You're gonna be back. Especially like Firebolt goes 16 or
60 feet.
120.
Yeah,
120, I think.
Yeah, you could stand way back and just like snipe them, dude.
If someone comes at you, you just go, I'm out. I'm gonna run you towards my tank and leave.
Yep.
Yeah.
Garbage.
The ability to fly, though, I still
everything has the ability to fly.
It's a D plus. It's a D plus.
You talked yourself down.
Yeah.
All right. Next one.
What do we got? Lunar Sorcery. This is the brand new one.
This is the one I don't know anything about.
So you learn additional spells.
Yeah.
You get. Okay, I'm just gonna read the list of spells.
Oh, God,
Shield,
okay.
Ray of Sickness, Color Spray, Lesser Restoration, Blindness, Deafness, Alter Self, Dispel Magic, Vampiric Touch, Phantom Steed, Death Ward, Confusion, Hallucinatory Terrain, Raise Telepathic Bond, Hold Monster, and Mislead.
And these are dependent on the moon you have, right? Oh no, or is it the cycle of the moon?
It is for the campaign it's in, it's written to be the cycle of the moon, but the way this works is that whenever you finish a long rest, you can choose what lunar phase manifests its power within you. So if you choose full moon, then you get Shield, Lesser Restoration, Dispel Magic, Death Ward, Raise Telepathic Bond, levels 1 through 9.
Yeah,
you get those.
I'll be a full moon child.
Full moon child. That's fantastic.
So there's full moon, new moon, and crescent moon are the 3 that you can choose. And after you finish a long rest, you get to choose which of those is going to be your thing for the day, I guess.
Yeah.
While in the chosen phase, you can cast one first level spell of the associated phase in that table once without expending a spell slot. So you get one free from that table if you're in that phase. Once you cast it in that way, you can't do it again until you finish a long rest. So you get a free spell slot. Not bad.
Gotcha. Not bad.
Also, at first level, you can call down the Radiant Light of the Moon on command. You learn the Sacred Flame spell, which doesn't count against the number of sorcerer cantrips you know.
Nice.
When you cast the spell, you can target one creature as normal or target two creatures within a range that are within 5 feet of each other. That is pretty strong.
That's
Uh,
good. And like getting another cantrip, that's always good.
Getting other cantrip is good, and being able to have a free twin spell if they're standing right next to each other is
Yeah.
very strong.
Easy peasy.
Now,
That's a good one.
will your DM put them next to each other? We don't know. But if they are, that's pretty strong.
Bang.
That's pretty good. I like that.
6th level. The current phase of your lunar embodiment can affect your meta magic feature. Each lunar embodiment phase is associated with certain schools of magic, as shown here. So, full moon, abjuration, and divination. New moon is enchantment and necromancy, and crescent moon is illusion and transmutation. I want to make a point: evocation is not on that list. So don't be thinking that this is super strong, because it's not as strong as you think. You can't do all the cool spells with it.
Yeah.
But whenever you use meta magic on a spell of a school of magic associated with your current lunar embodiment phase, you can reduce the sorcery points spent by 1 to a minimum of 0. You can reduce the sorcery points spent for your meta magic a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest.
It might not have evocation, but that's still pretty good.
Still pretty good, but it's not as good as if they would have had evocation on there, I think.
Yeah. It's not balls out crazy, but it's pretty
like
good.
Basically, by not having evocation on there, you can't constantly twin spell your firebolts.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is balanced, I feel like.
Yeah, because
that's that's all anyone would ever do.
Yep.
Is be like, okay, I'm taking the one with evocation. Every time I cast firebolt, it's 2 of them.
Yep.
That'd be so wicked, though.
So still pretty strong, though. Basically, a discount of 1 sorcery point on any meta magic you use for that school. Also at 6th level, waxing and waning, you gain greater control over the phases of your lunar magic. As a bonus action, you can spend 1 sorcery point to change your current lunar embodiment phase to a different one. You can now cast 1 first level spell from each lunar phase of the lunar spells table once without expending a spell slot, provided your current phase is the same as the lunar spell. Once you cast it in that way, you can't do so again until you finish the long rest. So now you get 3 free spell slots if you are able to spend 3 sorcery points and a bonus action.
That's pretty good. I like it.
Basically, yeah, it's more adaptive. I like it a lot. So that you're not locked into something like, I think this is what we're going to need today. I'm taking this, so I get these specific spells. You get somewhere, you definitely need something else. You're like, it's okay. Sorcery point and a bonus action, and now I've got the stuff I need for the day.
Now you're swapping over.
Had to get some water. Okay. Good feature. I don't think it really is like, oh my gosh, this really buffs or diminishes the power level of this. I just think it makes it more flexible.
Yeah. It's fine.
14th level. Power of a lunar phase saturates your being. While you are in a lunar embodiment phase, you also gain the ability, or you also gain the following benefit associated with that phase. So if you're in full moon, you can use a bonus action to shed bright light in a 10-foot radius and dim light for another additional 10, or to douse the light. In addition, you and creatures of your choice have advantage on investigation and perception checks while within the bright light you shed.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good, but for 14th level, I feel like it's a little weak. If it's new moon, you have advantage on stealth checks. In addition, while you are entirely in darkness, attack rolls have disadvantage on you. That feels really strong.
That's kind of like a free pass without a trace, right? Kinda. Sorta.
Not exactly.
It's a
pass
little
without a trace is plus 10.
Plus 10. But having advantage is always good.
Yes, it is. If you can be in darkness, if you can find a way, and I know that there are ways, if you can find a way to see through magical darkness, if you take Eldritch Adept and take Devil, you can just cast that on you, and every attack roll against you is always going to have disadvantage.
Yeah.
That's pretty strong. Crescent Moon, the other thing is you just have resistance to necrotic and radiant damage. Very situational, but could be good.
Not bad.
I think the new moon one is potentially the strongest, although the full moon one and the crescent moon one both have their situations where they would be strong.
This one's feeling like a pretty balanced class across the board.
Yeah, as a 14th level thing, I feel that's like not super strong, but also not weak. I feel like it's
Yep.
good.
Right in the middle. It's
All right.
Goldilocks.
Let's
L-
go,
uh,
Ella.
18th level Lunar Phenomenon. As a bonus action, you can tap into a special power of your current lunar embodiment phase. Alternatively, as part of the bonus action, you take to change your lunar phase using waxing and waning feature. You can immediately use the power of the lunar phases you are entering. Ooh, full moon. You radiate moonlight for a moment. Each creature of your choice within 30 feet of you must succeed on a con save against your spell DC or be blinded until the end of its next turn. In addition, one creature of your choice in that area regains 3d8 hit points. So that is
Ooh.
a bonus action for a potential blind on everybody and one creature getting 3d8 hit points back. That's pretty strong.
Not bad. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Uh, yeah, that's pretty strong for a bonus action that doesn't take up a
Yeah.
spell slot.
Yeah.
As new moon, you momentarily emanate gloom. Each creature of your choice within 30 feet of you must succeed on a dex save against your spell DC, or take 3d10 necrotic damage and have its speed reduced to 0 until the end of its next turn. In addition, you become invisible until the end of your next turn, or until immediately after you make an attack roll or cast a spell. This one is weaker, I feel, because it does
Yep.
not make any mention of half damage, which means that if they succeed on their dex save, just nothing happens and you've kind of wasted it, but you're invisible.
Yep. That's not great, but
I don't think that
it's
one's
also
quite
not
as
bad.
strong as full moon, but again, not terrible.
It's
Crescent
all
moon.
right. Yeah.
You can magically teleport to an unoccupied space you can see within 60 feet of yourself. You can bring along one willing creature you can see within 5 feet of yourself. That creature teleports to an unoccupied space of your choice that you can see within 5 feet of your destination space. In addition, you and that creature gain resistance to all damage until the start of your next turn. That's the winner.
That's pretty good. Yep.
You can teleport if you want. You can take a friend, and if you do, then they're
You get
both
resistance to
resistance
everything.
to all damage. That is so good.
Yep. That's
Once
very
you use
good.
one of these bonus action benefits, you can't use that benefit again until you finish a long rest, unless you spend 5 sorcery points to use it again.
There's those 5 sorcery points.
Yep.
This is like the jack of all trades sorcerer, the
It's a
talented in
very
all, but
it's the in
master
the
of
middle.
none.
It's dude. It's the Goldilocks sorcerer.
I'm giving
Everything
it.
nice and
I think it's a.
balanced.
I mean, I'm giving it a B.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I'm gonna give it an A.
Giving it a B plus.
I like that one.
Yeah, I like that one a lot. It's not. I don't know. The thing that I feel like is lacking is something flashy. But
Oh, you mean like
maybe
having equations fly all around you?
I mean that moonlight
yes.
seems pretty bright. It's blinding people.
It is literally flashy.
But something I want from a subclass is it can be super situational, but I want it to be like if this situation pops up, I'm the fucking guy.
Yeah.
And this doesn't really have that. It's very sort of it's the word I'm looking for. Very
It's spread
homogenized.
it's
It's
spread
very
evenly across the toast. You know what I'm saying? It's like jam on
yeah.
toast. You got that nice perfect layer where every bite is even. But sometimes if you have uneven, you take a bite, you're like, damn, that was an extra good bite. But not this one. It's
Yes, that is
perfectly
the only
level.
thing that's lacking from this is that there's nothing that I'm like, if this thing
There's
happens,
it doesn't have that extra good
it's gonna
bite,
be
dude.
me. Yeah, doesn't have the extra good bite, but solid. All right, moving on to shadow magic. This is like a shadow fell.
No,
Thing.
wait. I want to talk about we got to talk about the quirks. I'll say the quirks.
Okay,
You
give me
got to
the
have
quirks.
these. You know, you
Go
had the
for it. I know
clock in the
you love the
eyes.
quirks.
All right. You're always icy cold to the touch. Or when you are asleep, you don't appear to breathe, though you must still breathe to survive. You don't appear to breathe, but you are breathing because if you get
Just think, you could be like playing dead, like a champ.
like a champ. If you could fall asleep, if you could like I lay down and fall
You could
asleep
fall
in
asleep.
battle. They added that in so you couldn't be like
I'm
I go to
casting
sleep.
sleep on myself.
Yeah.
He did.
I sleep underwater. Um, or you barely bleed even when badly injured.
low blood pressure. You're a very calm guy.
Your heart beats once per minute. This event sometimes surprises you.
Oh, geez, my heart
Every
just
now and then you're like,
You're like, I gotta go to bed, guys. Dang it.
"Ah, heartbeat, dude. Woo,
Ah, damn it.
dang. Woo, man.
Ah,
Uh,
Good fun.
5. You have trouble remembering that living creatures and corpses should be treated differently. You're a necrophiliac.
Ew. See why you had to go there with this.
He's like, yeah, it's still warm.
It's still warm here, brother. Number 6. You blinked once last week. Forever. None of these are as good. Okay. None of these are as good as the clockwork one special thing.
Clockwork one is really good.
What do you like? You're always cold to the touch. Okay, maybe your party knows about that. You don't breathe that much when you sleep. Okay, sure. You barely bleed even when badly injured. Whatever. When does that come up? No one ever talks about that. Your heart beats once per minute and it surprises you sometimes. Like a fart, like you're not sure and you're like, oh, fart. That's what it is, but it's your heart. Every now and then you're just like,
Heart fart.
ooh, dang. Heartbeat. Maybe that could come in. Maybe that could be useful RP in some way. You have trouble remembering that living creatures and corpses should be treated differently. That's dumb. Extra dumb. I don't like anything about that. How could you be so dense that you don't know the difference? You blinked once last week. Last week forever or last week right now? Do I blink once a week or do I never ever blink and that last week was a week before I made the character?
I mean, it says you blinked once last week.
Incredibly stupid. I'm giving shadow magic quirks F tier. Clockwork Soul S tier.
Oh, jeez. I didn't
S
like the
tier
clockwork ones. I was like, these are dumb.
No,
I
they're
don't want any of
hilarious.
these things to happen.
So funny. I want calculations and algebra flying around my head when I'm thinking about stuff.
All right.
That's amazing.
Okay, moving through shadow magic at level 1. You have dark dark vision to a range of 120 feet. That's pretty good. When you reach 3rd level in this class, you learn the darkness spell, which doesn't count against the number of sorcery spells you already know. In addition, you can cast it by spending 2 sorcery points or by expending a spell slot. If you cast it with sorcery points, you can see through the darkness created by the spell. That is very strong.
That is very strong.
That's pretty good.
That is the basis for a lot of stupid broken builds.
Yes, it is.
I had a rogue sorcerer build that I wanted to do that used that.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a lot of dumb
You
builds
cast-
around being able to see in the darkness.
You use that to where you cast darkness, and then you stand in the darkness and shoot, so you always have advantage because you're hidden.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's very strong.
Very strong.
Also at 1st level, your existence in a twilight state between life and death makes you difficult to defeat. When damage reduces you to 0 hit points, you can make a charisma save, DC of 5 plus the damage taken. On a success, you instead drop to 1 hit point. You can't use this feature if you are reduced to 0 hit points by radiant damage or by a crit. After the saving throw succeeds, you can't use this feature again until you finish a long rest.
This
That's
is just
good. That's cool.
Pretty good, but it's just okay.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, especially I suppose in the early game this is stronger. As the game gets later,
yeah,
DC plus the damage taken. Oh well, you got hit by for 36 damage, so you're not making that save.
You're not making that save. Yeah.
So yeah, it's fun for the early levels basically. At 6th level, you gain the ability to call forth a howling creature of darkness. Okay, I want to talk about this when we get done here. For a howling creature of darkness to harass your foes. As a bonus action, you can spend 3 sorcery points to magically summon a Hound of Ill Omen to target 1 creature you can see within 120 feet of you. The Hound uses the direwolf stats with the following changes. The Hound is medium and not large, and it counts as a monstrosity, not a beast. 2, it appears with a number of temporary hit points equal to half your sorcery level, so a little boost there. 3, it can move through other creatures and objects as if they were difficult terrain. the hound will take 5 force damage if it ends its turn inside something. 4. At the start of its turn, the hound automatically knows its target's location. If the target was hidden, it is no longer hidden from the hound. So those are the changes. The hound appears in an unoccupied space of your choice within 30 feet of the target. Roll initiative for the hound. On its turn, it can move only toward its target by the most direct route, and it can use its action only to attack its target. The hound can make opportunity attacks, but only against its target. Additionally, while the hound is within 5 feet of the target has disadvantage on saving throws against any spell you cast. The hound disappears if it is reduced to 0 hit points, if its target is reduced to 0 hit points, or after 5 minutes. This sounds super fun, but not necessarily powerful.
But super not good. Yeah.
The
direwolf stats aren't amazing.
The direwolf stats are not amazing, but having something being like, where if you're fighting something and you just be like, no, and then you call out this like creepy wolf out of nothingness that follows the thing around.
I didn't see that.
It's just three sorcery points. So
okay. All right.
As many sorcery points as you have. And while the the wolf itself is not particularly strong, having it be within 5 feet of anything, making that target have disadvantage on saving throws against any spell you cast is relevant.
If it doesn't just get killed. But yeah.
Yeah, but you can, as a bonus action, you can do that and then immediately cast a spell.
True.
And then if it doesn't get killed, you get it for another turn.
Not bad, but it's not great.
What's the HP of a dire
37.
wolf? So 37 plus at 6th level plus an extra 3 temp. That's pretty strong.
Yeah.
It's probably more hit points than you have at 6th level.
Yeah.
It's like they were like, do you want to be a Beastmaster? Here's a little bit. You might lose a little bit on your animal, but you gain a lot more in what you can do.
Yeah.
I think that, this doesn't feel powerful, but I do think that it sounds very fun.
It does sound very fun. Because Beastmaster sounds fun. It just blows.
No, they updated. It's all right.
It's okay.
It's okay. Yeah, that's right. Okay. All right, moving on.
I like that feature. I don't know. I would have to play it to know how strong it actually was.
That's a play to see how it goes, because like right now, I'm not thinking it's super great, but
I think it's pretty good at giving things disadvantage against your stuff. I think it's pretty good. I think, especially if you have silvery barbs, because then it's like double disadvantage. Anyway,
yeah.
At 14th level, you gain the ability to step from one shadow into another. When you are in dim light or darkness, as a bonus action, you can magically teleport up to 120 feet to an unoccupied space you can see that is also in dim light or darkness. That's pretty cool, but the downside is you got to be in dim light or darkness. So if you're fighting out in the sunlight, that's not helping you. But if you're in a place where you can use that, it's strong. Being able to teleport 120 feet is pretty strong.
Yep, not bad.
At 18th level, you can spend 6 sorcery points as a bonus action to magically transform yourself into a shadowy form. In this form, this reminds me of Finn a little bit. In this form, you have resistance to all damage except force and radiant, and you can move through other creatures and objects as if they were difficult terrain. You take 5 force damage if you end inside an object. You remain in this form for 1 minute. It ends early if you were incapacitated, if you die, or if you dismiss it as a bonus action.
This is kind of neat.
Pretty strong, not broken.
Yep. It's a
I don't know how strong it is for 18th level. It's a little weak, I feel like, for 18th level.
Resistance to all damage except force and radiant. That's always good.
That's pretty strong.
Yep. That's good.
That's kind of what, like I said, it reminds me of your thing you had with Finn, where you would just resist to all damage and makes you way tankier for sure.
Yeah.
What
are we calling this one? We're calling this
overall, I think this is this one I like better than the lunar one, because it has that sort of thing that it may not end up working out well, but there's a potential for something really cool to happen.
Well, this is why we're all different. You can put it whatever you want, but I'm gonna put it under C.
I am giving this one, man, what am I giving this one? I like it. I like it more than lunar. I don't know if it's stronger than lunar.
I'm giving it
not stronger.
because I think it's as cool as lunar.
It's not stronger. It's better thematically, but it's not stronger.
I'm knocking Lunar down to a B and giving this one a B plus.
Oh, I had Lunar at B already.
I had Lunar at B plus, but no longer.
All right.
Storm sorcery. Okay. At level 1, the arcane magic you command is infused with elemental air. You can speak, read, write, and write primordial. Knowing this language allows you to understand and be understood by those who speak its dialects: Aquan, Oran, Ignan, and Terran. So, elementals.
Yep.
Starting at first level, you can use a bonus action on your turn to cause whirling gusts of elemental air to briefly surround you immediately before or after you cast a spell of first level or higher. Doing so allows you to fly up to 10 feet without provoking opportunity attacks.
That's very good.
That's wrong.
Nice.
Yep, that's good.
Just cast a spell and you can get 10 feet away without getting opportunity attacked. I feel like that's quite strong.
Yes.
Yep. At 6th level, you gain resistance to lightning and thunder damage. In addition, whenever you start casting a spell of first level or higher that deals lightning or thunder damage, stormy magic erupts from you. This eruption causes creatures of your choice that you can see within 10 feet of you to take lightning damage or thunder damage. Choose each time this ability activates, equal to half your sorcerer level. Casting a first level spell or higher that deals either lightning or thunder damage. So that's the first barrier. And then
being within 10 feet of people.
Being within 10 feet of people.
But I suppose since you've got that way out all the time, maybe you would be a little more inclined to be in the fight.
I don't feel like 3 damage is worth it.
No, probably not.
Because at 6th level, that's going to be 3 damage.
Yep, that's not super great.
Even at 20th level, that is 10 damage.
Yeah.
And by the time you're level 20, 10 damage is not going to be doing too much.
Yep.
Nope. Not so good.
Yeah, I don't like that one at all. I don't like it. I mean, I guess that's one of those things that if the situation comes up, I guess it could help. Do we know if you can use this with the getaway? Because if you can, that makes it a little better.
Yeah, you should be able to. That's what I'm saying.
I'm trying to decide if it takes. So it
shouldn't be.
That's as a bonus action. This is just whenever you cast a spell.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you could cast, boom, fly away, run away.
Yeah, it's not something that I would ever want to use, but it's there
in case.
Should I need to use it?
Yeah.
I guess. Okay. Also at 6th level, you gain the ability to subtly control the weather around you. If it's raining, you can use an action to cause the rain to stop falling in a 20-foot radius sphere centered on you. You can end this effect as a bonus action. If it's windy, you can use a bonus action each round to choose the direction of that wind that the wind blows in a 100-foot radius sphere centered on you. The wind blows in that direction until the end of your turn. The feature does not alter the speed of the wind.
This is just thematic.
Could be very cool thematically, yes. Now, the 20-foot radius sphere is kind of weird because you could then look up and see rain falling, but it doesn't
I think what they don't have is a cone. Or I mean a cylinder.
A cylinder,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it seems like it should be.
It should be a cylinder. It should
a
be
a limitless cylinder that's 20 foot in radius is what it should be.
Just it stops raining above you. Not it hits a dome 20 feet above you and slides off the side.
Yeah, that seems weird. The wind thing is cool though, especially if you are in some sort of ship part of your campaign. Because that theoretically can work just as well, if not maybe even better than control weather. Because control weather takes a long time to get going. This you can do in a 100-foot sphere, so you can make your boat be getting away from a boat where the wind is pushing it the opposite direction. That seems really cool.
I'm going to reveal my hand here. I really like this class. I had planned on making this class a few times. The problem with storm stuff thematically in D&D is that there is not a lot of lightning and thunder spells.
Nope.
So add some more lightning and thunder if you want this to be a thing, Wizards of the Coast.
Homebrew it, yeah.
I do like that wind thing though.
Let me have thunder damage.
Let me have thunder damage. I have lightning damage, baby.
The wind that windy thing is the thing that I like about subclasses, where it's like that's not going to be helpful, but if it is, it's going to be real helpful.
It's cool, yeah.
Starting at 14th level, when you are hit by a melee attack, you can use your reaction to deal lightning damage to the attacker. The damage equals your sorcerer level. The attacker must also make a strength save against your sorcerer spell save DC. On a fail, the attacker is pushed in a straight line up to 20 feet away from you.
I had a thought before
Yeah.
we talk about that.
Okay.
You could use the storm guide thing, the wind one especially, as like a RP intimidation factor, almost.
You could.
Where like you're just moving the wind in different direction every round, and you're talking every 6 seconds. You're talking to someone. Boom, the wind changes direction. They're like, "What the fuck is going on? This is weird, dude." And you're like, "I'm coming for you, dog." It's like whoosh all over the place.
You don't know my power.
You don't even know my power.
The DM's like, it's just a light breeze. And you're like, oh, dang it.
Oh, no, it has to be windy.
Yeah, that can be used that way. This 14th level thing, I don't think I like it. Use a reaction to deal if you get hit by a melee attack. That's already something you don't want to have happen.
Yep.
You can use a reaction to deal lightning damage equal to your
Here's the thing.
sorcerer level. So a maximum of 20 damage at 20th level.
Here's the thing. I don't think this is terrible for a couple of reasons. One, you don't want to get hit, obviously. But if you do get hit and they fail, you're out of the woods, right? You take that damage once and they're 20 feet away from you.
That's true. Again, it's just I don't want this to happen twice in the same subclass where you're like, I don't want this to happen, but if it does, I guess I have something to deal with it. That's not something I want multiples of in a subclass. I want it I don't want it at all. But if you're going to give me one,
but you could build this sorcerer to be a more in the weeds sorcerer for sure.
I suppose. But especially at 14th level, so you're doing 14 damage to someone who hits you.
I mean, that's free damage.
It is free damage, but I don't want to get hit.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not great.
Okay,
but
yeah, I don't like it.
Give me that one.
Okay, at 18th level, you gain immunity to lightning and thunder damage. You also gain a magical flying speed of 60 feet. As an action, you can reduce your flying speed to 30 feet for 1 hour and choose a number of creatures within 30 feet of you equal to 3 plus your charisma modifier. The chosen creatures gain a magical flying speed of 30 feet for 1 hour. So once you use your flying speed in this way, you can't do so again until you finish a short or long rest. That's pretty cool. That's
pretty awesome.
You know, you talking about like doing intimidation checks. Could you imagine you make yourself float up and you're hitting your own self with lightning because it doesn't do anything to you? So you're like, I'm coming! I'm coming, boy! Boom, boom, boom. It's like, that'd be awesome.
That's incredible.
Sick moment.
This is awesome. I think this is awesome. I should have made this.
This one is sick.
Yeah, I should have made this instead of that druid. I'm gonna get rid of that druid here soon, I think.
I'm gonna get rid of that druid here soon.
Kick him in the can, dude.
I really like that 18th thing. That's like this
is cool.
The most if you're adding how good it is plus how cool it is, this is the best one so far.
This is awesome. Level. I like this.
Yeah, I'm giving this class a B-, but a lot of it is riding on the cool factor. Because I don't think there's enough lightning and thunder damage stuff to make it mechanically that good.
I'm a man who's always wanted to build a good storm themed character, and this one is close to my soul, so I'm gonna give it an A tier.
If you go this route, do you also take 2 points in cleric, 2 levels in cleric to get the storm cleric bonus?
Oh yeah, just like stack it up on top.
Yeah.
I wonder how many. A lot of like the weather control stuff is also. Well, it doesn't matter. We talk about that later. This isn't a theme episode.
I like it. I like that class, but again, mechanically, it's not as cool as it is thematically.
Yeah.
The last one we have is probably the one that everyone knows the most about, and that is wild magic.
And it is lame.
It is as lame as the table that you use.
Yep, and the 5th edition table.
The table
is
that it comes
lame.
with is not amazing.
Yep.
I feel like there needs to be
There needs to be 3
something.
tables,
It's
like a video
lacking
game.
something.
It's lacking spice,
It
dude.
needs salt or something.
Dude, it's lacking spice. All these are lame. You cast grease, set
It
it on
needs like
yourself.
crazy awesome ones and crazy bad ones.
Yes. All
Like,
the
I wanna
gold
be
in a
like-
100-mile radius evaporates.
You trip and fall, and lightning shoots out of your hand and hits the enemy and evaporates his face.
There's a we used a different one for a wild magic sorcerer in one of our other campaigns, and it can totally backfire super hard. That's the
Yeah.
bad part.
That's
Where we got into a big fight and he cast a spell because he was first on the initiative and he turned himself into a potted plant. And that was the end of the fight for him.
yeah, that's the downside. Like, you don't ever want it to be like, oh, well, you just lost because
GG.
of this thing.
You're a plant until
It's
someone
tough.
waters you, and you're like,
Yeah. But anyway, let's go down the list here. So there's a big table.
We're
If you
gonna
don't
skip
know
the
what
table.
wild magic is, you have a chance that anytime you cast a spell of first level or higher, there's a 5% chance, rules is written, that you have a wild magic surge, in which case you roll on a D100 table and something can happen. Most of the time it's pretty a non-factor. There are
Yeah.
a couple things that could happen on the vanilla table here that could affect you. For instance, you cast Fireball as a 3rd level spell centered on yourself. Could be quite
Yeah.
bad. And there are a few in there. I'm not going to read a whole bunch of them, but
Yeah.
some of them are.
If you want to
can
read
do
them,
things.
look them up.
Some of them just don't do much.
I'll link to it in the show notes.
For instance, you are surrounded by faint ethereal music for the next minute. Okay.
Right.
So anyway, first level, Tides of Chaos. You can manipulate the forces of chance and chaos to gain advantage on one attack roll, ability check, or saving throw. Once you do so, you must finish a long rest before you can use it again. Anytime you regain the use of this feature, the DM can have you roll on the wild magic surge table immediately after you cast a sorcerer spell of first level or higher. Then
Okay, dude.
you regain the use of this feature. I've used this
You
a
go.
couple times with Brian. This
go.
makes it kind of fun.
You go lucky gnome, lucky feet, wild magic source.
Yeah.
You can be lucky. Well, or unlucky. It's okay.
Yeah,
Tides of Chaos. Whatever.
it's kind of cool. You basically can get advantage on a
Brian uses it all the time.
D20 test.
It works. It's good. It's
Yeah.
Yep, it's fine.
Starting at 6th level, you have the ability to twist fate using your wild magic. When another creature you can see makes an attack roll, an ability check, or saving throw, you can use your reaction to spend 2 sorcery points to roll 1d4 and apply the number rolled as a bonus or penalty, your choice, to the creature's roll. You can do so after the creature rolls before any effects of the roll occur. So it's like a 2 sorcery point reaction, bless / bane.
Yep. Fantastic.
Feels okay, not great.
Yep.
Yeah.
14th level, you gain a modicum of control over the surges of your wild magic. Whenever you roll on the wild magic surge table, you can roll twice and use either number. I don't like this one.
I think that's all right.
It's okay, but it feels weak as a level 14 thing.
Yeah. Well, a lot of these have felt weak as a level 14 thing, so we're sticking in line.
You get advantage on your wild magic surge table at 14, I guess.
Yep.
But if that, I mean, you're never gonna cast a fireball on yourself if that happens.
That's good though. That's good. Oh, fireball myself? Nah.
I'll take the other one. What was the other one? Oh, you die.
Okay. Well.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe I got to fireball myself.
He's still there.
Yeah, I'm dead.
And all your friends die, so it worked out.
Hey,
I can take down. At
just
least I can
fight the
take down
boy.
everyone else. Yeah.
Beginning at 18th level, the harmful energy of your spells intensifies when you roll damage for a spell and roll the highest number possible on any of the dice. Choose one of those dice, roll it again, and add it to the damage total. You can use that feature only once per turn. That feels super weak.
Yeah. This is
Like
another.
if you roll a fireball, you're like, oh, I'm 18th level. Let's see if I can get extra damage on this fireball. Roll your d6s. let's say like 4 of them are 6s. You're like, yes, and you're like, oh, I still only get 1 extra d6.
Yeah.
Awesome.
This is not great. I knew this wasn't great when we went into it. So it's bad thematically, it's bad mechanically, it's bad all the way around. This is an F tier. This in Draconic can just die.
I give it a D because
this is just a 0. It's not even,
I give it a D because Wild Magic's table, if you use one, a different one, it can be
But
fun.
that's homebrew, and that's not what we're talking about.
I'm still giving it a D because even with the vanilla one, it's not great, but something fun can happen that is random, and that can be fun. So it's getting a D. It's up from an F because it might be fun.
There's a fun factor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, all right, boys. Here we are. We've covered them all now. Let's review our tier list rankings. Are you
Now
ready?
that we've gone over all of them, I gotta give some boosts here.
I'm not adjusting. I'm sticking with what I said.
I am
I
adjusting
like-
because I'm bumping a few things up. And
I could feel how right I was the first time, and I need to
Shadow,
adjust.
right?
If we're gonna adjust, don't make any noises. That way I can see it on the waveform and cut the silence out.
Now I'm just gonna talk through it.
You bastard. I was just planning on going in Audacity and hitting remove silent.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I think that all I did was move Clockwork up to S.
Okay, we got it then.
I think I don't have any A tier stuff. It's either S or B.
I got one A tier. We ready to go? We're gonna go down the list.
Okay.
Aberrant Mind. D.
I gave it a C.
D.
What was yours, Jeff?
So
D.
D. So 2 Ds and a C. Okay.
okay.
Water.
Clockwork Soul. S.
S.
Section.
Boom. All S. That's
Clockwork
definitely the best
Soul
one.
is the one. Yep.
It is the one. It is the king.
At
Divine
least
Soul.
mechanically. I gave it a B.
I gave it a B too.
B.
Okay.
All right, B's across the board. The Draconic, I give that an F.
I gave it a D
Okay.
plus.
I'm gonna give that a fail.
I
Fail.
think
Big
mage
fail.
armor, having permanent mage armor, is worth a D plus.
Lunar,
Lunar, I gave a B.
I gave that a B as well.
That's the one
I
that's
gave-
like, that was the vanilla one, right? The one that's like, yeah, this would be
Perfectly
fine.
middle of the road, baby.
I gave Lunar an A.
It is the oatmeal of
I like
sorcerer
the
classes.
fact that it can like kind of does everything a little bit.
It's the rice of sorcerer classes.
Yeah, it's fine. I just don't want to play it. Nothing in it
Yeah.
makes me go, oh, I want to play that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, yes, that would probably be pretty good.
All right, Weird Boy Shadow.
Shadow,
I
I
give
gave
it
a B plus.
I gave it an A.
Because I really want to have the dog.
This is the one we disagree with the most. Joe A,
Yeah.
you B, me C.
I
don't like this one.
really like it. I like the dog thing. The Hound of Ill Omen sounds super fun, and I want to play
You know what,
it.
Isaac? I like that you like it.
That sounded patronizing.
All right, Storm.
Storm I gave a B minus,
I gave
mostly
it
for
an A.
theme because I don't think it's very good mechanically.
I gave it an A.
I gave it an A.
I love it. I love that
I
one.
absolutely love it. I want to play that one.
Yeah, I want to play that one too. That's amazing. That's great. I love it. I've been looking into that one for a long time. Wild Magic. That was the last one we just did that one.
Yeah.
I gave it an F.
I gave it a 0.
0. Not even.
I gave it an
not even a letter.
incomplete.
That one's like one of the worst subclasses in D&D.
Maybe you're right. It is not good.
It needs more excitement, more craziness.
Well, boys, any closing thoughts here?
I think Wild Magic is. I think Wild Magic sounds more fun to play
Than it
than
is.
Lunar.
It's wild, yeah.
That's the only thing that it's got going for it. I think that it potentially, in a very specific set of circumstances, can be more fun to play than Lunar, because Lunar just sounds very.
It's
very
milk
beige.
toast, dude.
Yeah.
What's another middle of the road thing we can attribute to it? Rice, oatmeal, beige, milk toast.
It's the water.
It's water. It's
It's
the
water.
water of sorcerer
You
classes.
gotta have water. but it's not fun.
It's not fun. Water's not fun. Yeah.
Unless
All
you're
right, boys.
swimming in it, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah. Here we are at the end of another breakdown, another podcast episode. All things going well. It went better than I thought, considering
You know,
how the day went.
I really like these episodes.
These are good episodes. These are good
I get to
episodes.
explore some subclasses that maybe I wouldn't have looked at.
Yeah.
Good times. I know that one of these episodes is going to be long as hell. This one's already 30 minutes longer than a normal one.
It definitely makes me go, I want to play that now.
Oh yeah. Gets me thinking about it a little more.
Especially in casters. I want to play caster again so bad.
I've been stuck in a D&D rut, so this is good. This was a good episode to do. Anyways, thanks for listening. Join us again on the next one. Listen to some other episodes besides the OGL one. I know all those new people who popped in on that one. So the other ones are good too. Give them a shot. Try out the other breakdown ones. They're great. Bye.
Good. Bye.
Fuck out of here, Craig.